July 3rd, Rotoball Patch Compound. Standing at the stop sign patch with the 150 square foot plant behind me and the watermelon and the field pumpkin. Let's crawl in there and take a look. I guess before we actually crawl in there, we should look at the plant from the outside. Have a fan running 24/7. There's our stump, nice and dry and beautiful. We'll be able to look at that main vine once we get in there. The plant is hugging the perimeter with 60% of it filled in, another 15 to 20% with scale, and then the last little bit that we're going to be filling in real soon. It's nice to still have some available ground to run those secondaries and that main and fill in. You see the watermelon hut? Walked right by it. You know I'm going to talk about it. So we have a watermelon. This gal is DAP 10 today. This is off the Vail plant. I did set up a fan on her stump as well. Finger running that way, finger running this way, and the fruit's actually set on the main. It's a hammock, and I tested it. I crawled up on there, all 230 pounds of me. The tarpaulin structure is salvaged from a trampoline that the children had several years ago. I kept some of the metal supports and thought this would be possibly useful someday for something, and here it is. And I had this kind of in mind, so I got lucky there. Fruit on the scale, she's humping and bumping at day 18. So tomorrow we're going to have 2 days from now, actually the 5th, we're going to have a DAP 20, which is really awesome. Let's get in there and actually look at these plants now. The soil's a little bit dry. We ended up being a little bit hotter and sunnier than anticipated. I'll put down some moisture here in a few hours once the sun breaks off of the soil. But it's wetter than what you think. You dig down a ½ an inch and you're going to be pretty moist through there. And I've been keeping these guys and gals moist so far this season. The Razzo is taking off finally. Got her to lay down. Goodness. Thank goodness. Here's our main and our secondary tracing underneath those boards. I'll cut this fan off so folks can hear me. And I do step on this little part of the soil to get to the fruit. Oh. Yeah, I'm not afraid to sit down and peel things off and give her a good look. Nice fruit, guys. Real happy with this. I'll get my body off of that scale and the sheet. Yeah, we're about 91 pounds, I think it is. Yeah, 91. That's not bad for a DAP 18 on 150 square foot. It's not filled in yet. Like I said, we've got another that's filled in, which is cool. Let me kick my shoes off and let's actually look back through there. I think this is a great shot. I did this the other day. Oh yeah, how cool is that? Super cool. Stem, a little shorty nubby stem, but she's doing work. I love that shot. But like I said, we've got a little chunk of real estate left. Realistically, we're 6.5 foot wide, and from that walking board out to that corner, probably 5 foot. So 6.5 by 5 foot to give. Hot dog. Now the watermelon. She is noticeably getting bigger day by day. I've only been doing a CC on her so far. Andrew gave me some numbers to kind of keep an eye on in regards to OTT. But to be honest with you, I don't like to touch anything, whether it be my melons or pumpkins. I try not to handle them, or try to handle them as little as possible. I do have the main terminated here, and I'll probably pull it back a little bit closer. I'm not going to have it terminated here, but maybe 2 or 3 out. Real happy with that plant. She really filled in. We have another fruit way down under the table. She's a DAP 6 on a finger. I was kind of hoping she'd do something. Doesn't look that way, so she's probably going to get axed soon. This is my bonsai pumpkin. Frostbite, growing her in a grow bag. And it's got that bonsai waterfall appearance to it. Very beautiful and desirable by horticulturalists. Standing at the top of the key on the main patch, we have a sea of green, finally, at least on half the patch or 3/4 of the patch thereabouts. We're going to look at our stumps and main vines. That hail damage from earlier in the season is just keeping those interior leaves holy and aging those early leaves quickly. The foliage on the perimeter beyond the hail event has held up nicely and looks wonderful. The main running down the rotoball plant, getting some good sunshine and just kicking booty and taking names. Very healthy. Walk on down just a touch here. Let's check out our 2365. A lot of nitrogen on these very last secondaries. They are gnarly and mutated from all that nitrogen. I'm gonna pull around to the side real quick before we check out this main, just to see how that nitrogen plays out on the other secondaries. That's a little bit. We're trying to get some burn today. I'm gonna hit that with the hose as soon as I make this video. The rest of the plant looks pretty nice. Let's get that main shot as promised. Pretty naked down that landing strip. Like I said, those leaves, they weren't long for this world. There's some other ones in there that's not far from being long from this world. But super happy with that main health. That's what it's all about. And getting sunshine to us, not the end of the world. It's gonna keep things dried out. Speaking of dried out, under that canopy, Doc needs to put down some water. So that deer that jumped my fence the other day is pretty upset about that. And I think it got in from this area. This used to not have any fencing at all, or just this top portion. I've rigged it up to where I could throw that to the side and crawl in here without ducking like a crazy man. The porch pumpkin, 2025, 0.7 rotoball. Very few parts of it are buried. It's kind of a Charlie Brown plant if ever was one. A lot of holes, and what leaves are there don't look fantastic. It does have a nice fruit on it. This is a DAP 25 fruit. Everything was pollinated June 8th in my patch. So this one's 25 days old, just like the rest of them. Let's see if we can get in here safely, get this sheet off, see if there's still fruit underneath of it. Oh yeah, there's fruit. Look at here, old buddy stink bug. Yeah. Give me a second while I take care of that gal. Alrighty, stink bug's been taken care of. Oh, let's look at our plant, or actually our fruit. Good stem to this gal. Nice, good collar. I think she's gonna turn out to be a beautiful fruit. Blossom end is still solid and nice. Not much to say except for doing a lot of work for what it is, which pleases me. The tomatoes, 6.55 rotoball here on the end. Got a nice one. Look at there. Starting to do some things with it. Might get that's probably a triple, I believe. And we got a good plant with the Ramey plant. No megas or anything crazy yet, but I'm watching the tips. This one may, right here, end up doing something for us. So I'm hopeful this will be a later tomato. Smaller plant, but it's a good plant. And this 655 rotoball has a really nice long looking worm set on it. And I hope I can keep that one healthy, because it could be a good tomato for my patch. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I always like showing off everything. Any questions or comments, as always, hit me up. Otherwise, see you at the scale. Doc out.